Shalom, shalom. So today's gonna be another day. Switch your ears on. We're gonna go through a lot of important things. I've been debating on if I want to do this at the beginning or at the end. I'm probably just gonna do it at the end. So try to connect some pieces of a puzzle together for you. Anyway, today will be Deuteronomy 6 through 10. 6, 4, I think. I'd just say to the end. It's probably what's referred to or known as the Shema. But yeah, we'll just read it and we'll come back to what I wanted to get to. Anyway, here we go. Chapter 6. And this is the command, the laws and right rulings which Yahweh your Elohim has commanded, to teach you to do in the land which you are passing over to possess, so that you fear Yahweh your Elohim, to guard all his laws and his commands which I command you, you and your son and your grandson, all the days of your life, and that your days be prolonged. And you shall hear, O Israel, and shall guard and you shall hear, O Israel, and shall guard to do, that it might be well with you, and that you increase greatly, as Yahweh, Elohim of your fathers, has spoken to you, in a land flowing with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, Yahuwah our Elohim, Yahuwah is one. And you shall love Yahuwah your Elohim with all your heart, and with all your being, and with all your might. And these words which I am commanding you today shall be in your heart, and you shall impress them upon your children, and shall speak of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and on your gates, and it shall be, when Yahuwah your Elohim brings you into the land of which he swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Jacob, to give you great and good cities which you did not build, and houses filled with all kinds of goods which you did not fill, and wells dug which you did not dig, vineyards and olive trees which you did not plant, and you shall eat and be satisfied. Be on guard, lest you forget Yahuwah, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, from the house of bondage. Fear Yahweh your Elohim, and serve him, and swear by his name. Do not go after other mighty ones, the mighty ones of the peoples who are all around you, for Yahuwah your Elohim is a jealous El in your midst. Lest the displeasure of Yahuwah your Elohim burn against you, then he shall destroy you from the face of the earth. Do not try Yahuwah your Elohim as you tried him in Massah. Diligently guard the commands of Yahweh your Elohim, and his witnesses, and his laws which he has commanded you. And you shall do what is right and good in the eyes of Yahweh, that it might be well with you, and you shall go in and possess the good land, and of which Yahuwah swore to your fathers, to drive out all the enemies from before you, as Yahuwah has spoken. When your son asks you in time to come, saying, what is the meaning of the witness, and the laws, and the right rulings which Yahuwah our Elohim has commanded you? Then you shall say to your son, we were slaves of Pharaoh in Mitzrayim, and Yahuwah brought us out of Mitzrayim with a strong hand. And Yahuwah sent signs and wonders, great and grievous, upon Mitzrayim, upon Pharaoh, and upon all his household before our eyes. And he brought us out from there to bring us in, to give us the land of which he swore to our fathers. And Yahuwah commanded us to do all these laws, to fear Yahweh our Elohim for our good always, to keep us alive, as it is today. And it is righteousness for us when we guard to do all this command before Yahweh our Elohim, as he commanded us. When Yahweh your Elohim brings you into the land which you go to possess, he shall also clear away many nations before you, the Hittites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than you. And when Yahweh your Elohim gives them over to you, you shall strike them and put them under the ban completely. Make no covenant with them, and show them no favor, and do not intermarry with them. You do not give your daughter to his son, and you do not take his daughter for your son. For he turns your sons away from following me to serve other mighty ones. Then the displeasure of Yahweh shall burn against you, and shall promptly destroy you. But this is what you do to them: break down their slaughter places, and smash their pillars, and cut down their Asherim, and burn their carved images with fire. For you are a set-apart people to Yahweh your Elohim. Yahweh your Elohim has chosen you to be a people for himself, a treasured possession above all the peoples on the face of the earth. Yahweh did not set his love on you, nor choose you because you were more numerous than any other people, for you were the least of all the peoples. But because of Yahweh loving you, and because of him guarding the oath which he swore to your fathers, Yahweh has brought you out with a strong hand, and ransomed you from the house of bondage, from the hand of Pharaoh sovereign of Mitzrayim. And you shall know that Yahweh your Elohim, he is Elohim, the trustworthy El, guarding covenant and loving commitment for 1,000 generations with those who love him and those who guard his commands, but repaying those who hate him to their face, to destroy them. He does not delay to do so with them who hates him. He repays him to his face. And you shall guard the command and the laws and the right rulings which I command you today to do them. And it shall be, because you hear these right rulings, and shall guard and do them, that Yahweh your Elohim shall guard with you the covenant and the loving commitment which he swore to your fathers, and shall love you and bless you and increase you, and shall bless the fruit of your womb and the fruit of your land, your grain and your new wine and your oil, and the increase of your cattle and the offspring of your flock in the land of which he swore to your fathers to give you. Blessed are you above all peoples. There is not going to be a barren man or a barren woman among you or among your livestock. And Yahweh shall turn away from you all sickness, and put on you none of the evil diseases of Mitzrayim which you have known, but he shall put them on all those who hate you. And you shall consume all the peoples whom Yahweh your Elohim is delivering over to you. Your eyes shall not pardon them, and do not serve their mighty ones, for that is a snare to you. When you say in your heart, these nations are greater than I am unable to drive them out. Do not be afraid of them. Remember well what Yahweh your Elohim did to Pharaoh and to all Mitzrayim. The great trials which your eyes saw, and the signs and the wonders, the strong hand and the outstretched arm, by which Yahweh your Elohim brought you out. Yahweh your Elohim does so to all the peoples of whom you are afraid. And Yahweh your Elohim also sends the hornets among them until those who are left who conceal themselves from you are destroyed. Do not be afraid of them, for Yahweh your Elohim, the great and awesome El, is in your midst. And Yahweh your Elohim shall drive out those nations before you, little by little. You are not allowed to destroy them all at once, lest the beasts of the fields become too numerous for you. But Yahweh your Elohim shall deliver them over to you, and destroy them with a great destruction until they are consumed. And he shall give their sovereigns into your hand, and you shall destroy their name from under the heavens. No one is going to be able to stand against you until you have destroyed them. The carved images of their mighty ones you are to burn with fire. Do not covet the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it for yourselves, lest you be snared by it, for it is an abomination to Yahweh your Elohim. And do not bring an abomination into your house, lest you be accused like it. Utterly loathe it, and utterly hate it, for it is accursed. Another sip. Chapter 8. Guard to do every command which I command you today, that you might live and shall increase, and go in and shall possess the land of which Yahweh swore to your fathers. And you shall remember that Yahweh your Elohim led you all the way these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble you, prove you, to know what is in your heart, whether you guard his commands or not. And he humbled you, and let you suffer hunger, and fed you with manna which you did not know, nor did your fathers know, to make you know that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of Yahweh. Your garments did not wear out on you, nor did your foot swell these 40 years. Thus you shall know in your heart that as a man disciplines his son, so Yahweh your Elohim disciplines you. Therefore you shall guard the commands of Elohim. Therefore you shall guard the commands of Yahweh your Elohim, to walk in his ways and to fear him. For Yahweh your Elohim is bringing you into a good land, a land of streams of water, of fountains and springs that flow out of valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley, of vines and fig trees, of pomegranates, a land of olive oil and honey, a land in which you eat bread without scarcity, in which you do not lack at all, a land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills you dig copper. You shall eat and be satisfied, and shall bless Yahweh your Elohim for the good land which he has given you. Be on guard, lest you forget Yahweh your Elohim by not guarding his commands, and his right rulings, and his laws which I command you today, lest you eat and shall be satisfied, and build lovely houses, and shall dwell in them, and your herds and your flocks increase, and your silver and your gold are increased, and all that you have is increased, that your heart then becomes lifted up, and you forget Yahweh your Elohim, whom brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, from the house of bondage, who led you through that great and awesome wilderness, fiery serpents and scorpions and thirst, where there was no water, who brought you water from out of the flinty rock, who fed you in the wilderness with manna, which your fathers did not know, in order to humble you and to try you, to do you good in the end. And you shall say in your heart, my power and my strength of my hand have made for me this wealth. But you shall remember Yahweh your Elohim, for it is he who gives you power to get wealth, in order to establish his covenant which he swore to your fathers, as it is today. And it shall be, if you do by any means forget Yahweh your Elohim, and follow other mighty ones, and serve them, and bow yourself to them, I have warned you this day that you shall certainly perish. Like the nations which Yahweh is destroying before you, so you are to perish, because you did not obey the voice of Yahweh your Elohim. Hear, O Israel, you are passing over the Jordan today to go in to dispossess nations greater and stronger than yourself, cities great and walled up to the heavens, a people great and tall, the descendants of the Anakim, whom you know, and of whom you heard it said, who does stand before the descendants of Anak? And you shall know today that Yahweh your Elohim is he who is passing over before you as a consuming fire. He does destroy them and subdue them before you, so you shall dispossess them and destroy them quickly, as Yahweh has said to you. Do not think in your heart, after Yahweh your Elohim has driven them out before you, saying, because of my righteousness Yahweh has brought me in to possess this land. But it is because of the wrong of these nations that Yahweh is driving them out from before you. It is not because of your righteousness or the uprightness of your heart that you go in to possess their land, but because of the wrong of the nations that Yahweh your Elohim drives them out from before you, in order to establish the word which Yahweh swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. And you shall know that Yahweh your Elohim is not giving you this good land to possess because of your righteousness, for you are a stiff-necked people. Remember, do not forget how you provoked to wrath Yahweh your Elohim in the wilderness, For the day that you came out of the land of Mitzrayim until you came to this place, you have been rebellious against Yahweh. Even in Horeb, you made Yahweh wroth, so that Yahweh was enraged with you to destroy you. When I went up into the mountains to receive the tablets of stone, the tablets of the covenant which Yahweh made with you, then I stayed on the mountains 40 days and 40 nights. I did not eat bread, nor did I drink water. Then Yahweh gave me the 2 tablets of stone written with the finger of Elohim, and on them were all the words which Yahweh had spoken to you on the mountain, from the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly. And it came to be at the end of 40 days and 40 nights that Yahuwah gave me the 2 tablets of stone, the tablets of the covenant. Gave me the 2 tablets of stone, the tablets of the covenant. Then Yahweh said to me, Arise, go down quickly from here, for your people whom you brought out of Mitzrayim have acted corruptly. They have quickly turned aside from the way which I commanded them. They have made themselves a molded image. And Yahweh spoke to me, saying, I have seen this people, and look, they are a stiff-necked people. Leave me alone, so that I destroy them, and blot out their name from under the heavens, and make of you a nation stronger and greater than they. So I turned and came down from the mountain, and the mountain burned with fire, and the 2 tablets of the covenant were in my 2 hands. And I looked and saw that you had sinned against Yahuwah your Elohim, and had made for yourselves a molded calf. You had quickly turned aside from the way which Yahuwah had commanded you. And I took the 2 tablets and threw them out of my 2 hands and broke them before your eyes. And I fell down before Yahuwah as to the first 40 days and 40 nights, as at the first 40 days and 40 nights. I did not eat bread, and I did not drink water, because of all your sins which you committed in doing evil in the eyes of Yahuwah to provoke him. For I was afraid of the displeasure and rage of which Yahuwah was wroth with you to destroy you. But Yahuwah listened to me that time once more. And Yahweh was very enraged with Aaron to destroy him. So I prayed for Aaron at that time also. And I took your sin, the calf which he made you, and burned it with fire, and crushed it and ground it in very small pieces. And I took your sin, the calf which you had made, and burned it with fire, and crushed it and ground it very small, until it was a fine dust. And I threw its dust into the stream that came down from the mountain. And at Taberah, and at Massah, and at Kirbath Hatawa, you made Yahweh wroth. And when Yahweh sent you from Kadesh Barnea, saying, Go up and possess the land which I have given you, then you rebelled against the mouth of Yahweh your Elohim, and you neither trusted him nor listened to his voice. You have been rebellious against Yahweh from the day that I knew you. So I fell down before Yahuwah the 40 days and 40 nights. For I fell down because Yahuwah had said he would destroy you. And I prayed to Yahweh and said, O Master Yahuwah, do not destroy your people and your inheritance, whom you have ransomed in your greatness, whom you have brought out of Mitzrayim with a strong hand. Remember your servants, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Do not look on the stubbornness of this people, or on their wrongness, or on their wrong, or on their sin, lest the land from which you brought us should say, because Yahuwah was not able to bring them to the land which he promised them, and because he hated them, he has brought them out to kill them in the wilderness. And they are your people and your inheritance, whom you brought out by your great power and by your outstretched arm. Chapter 10. At that time, Yahuwah said to me, Hew for yourself 2 tablets of stone, like the first, and come up to me on the mountains, and you shall make yourself an ark of wood. Then I write on the tablets the words that were on the first tablets, which you broke, and you shall put them in the ark. So I made an ark of acacia wood, hewed 2 tablets of stone like the first, and went up to the mountains, with the 2 tablets in my hand. And he wrote on the tablets according to the first writing, the 10 words, which Yahuwah had spoken to you in the mountains from the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly. Then Yahuwah gave them to me, and I turned and came down from the mountain and put the tablets in the ark which I had made, and they are there as Yahuwah commanded me. Now the children of Israel set out from the wells of Bnei Yaakan to Masera. Aaron died there, and he was buried there, and Eleazar his son became the priest in his place. From there they set out to Gudgoda, and from Gudgoda to Yotbatha, a land of rivers of water. At that time Yahuwah separated the tribe of Levi to bear the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah, to stand before Yahuwah to serve him, and to bless his name to this day. Therefore Levi has no portion nor inheritance with his brothers. Yahuwah is his inheritance, as Yahweh your Elohim promised him. And I stayed in the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights. And Yahweh heard me at that time also, and Yahweh chose not to destroy you. And Yahweh said to me, Arise, go before the people and to set out, and let them go in and possess the land which I swore to their fathers to give them. And now, Israel, what is Yahuwah your Elohim asking of you, but to fear Yahuwah your Elohim, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve Yahuwah your Elohim with all your heart and with all your being, to guard the commands of Yahweh and his laws which I command you today for your good. See, the heavens and the heavens of heavens belong to Yahuwah your Elohim. Also the earth with all that is in it. Yahuwah delighted only in your fathers to love them, and he chose their seed after them, you above all peoples as it is today. And you shall circumcise the foreskin of your heart, and harden your neck no more. For Yahweh your Elohim is Elohim of mighty ones and Master of masters, the great El, mighty and awesome, who shows no partiality nor takes a bribe. He executes right ruling for the fatherless and the widow, and loves the sojourner, giving him food and a garment. And you shall love the sojourner, for you are sojourners in the land of Mitzrayim. Fear Yahuwah your Elohim, serve him, and cling to him, and swear by his name. He is your praise, and he is your Elohim, who has done for you these great and awesome deeds which your eyes have seen. Your fathers went down to Mitzrayim with 70 beings, and now Yahuwah your Elohim has made you as numerous as the stars of the heavens. Okay, sorry for the jump. I just had to make sure I was looking at the right spots. So anyway, what did I want to connect today? What dots did I want to connect? So as we have heard it said, and we've read in Romans, right? Romans chapter 3, verse 10. As it has been written, there is none righteous, no, not one. There is no one who is understanding. There is none who is seeking Elohim. They all have turned aside. They have together become worthless. There is none who does good, no, not one. A lot of people will use this to say, look, no one can be righteous. It's not possible. That's wrong. That's false. That's not true, right? That's taking these words out of context. If we come to Luke, and I want to give you a couple examples here. I'm going to give you 3 examples, but New Testament example, Luke. This is, chapter 1 is referencing, or we're talking about the birth of John the Baptist, and chapter 1 verse 6 is specifically talking about John's parents. So verse 5. There was in the days of Herodes, the sovereign of Yehuda, a certain priest named Zechariah of the division of Abia, and his wife was of the daughters of Aaron, and her name was Elsheba. And they were both righteous before Elohim, blamelessly walking in all the commands and righteousnesses of Yahuwah. Okay, so that right there is enough to basically nullify this statement. So again, we can't just take this out of context. Anyway, we're going to move forward. Go back to where we were today. Deuteronomy 7. And it is righteousness for us when we guard to do all this command before Yahuwah our Elohim as he has commanded us. And then last but not least, we're going to come over here to Genesis. It should be chapter 6. In the end of it. Yeah, because it's 6 and then 7, so we'll start 6:22. As for you, take of all food that is eaten and gather it to yourself, and it shall be food for you and for them. And Noah did according to all that Elohim commanded him, so he did. And Yahweh said to Noah, come into the ark, you and all your household, because I have seen that you are righteous before me in this generation. So Noah gets called righteous because he did all the things that God commanded him. Ooh. Anyway, that's it really. That's what I got today. Better come back to number 6. I'm going to end it here, as always. Yahuwah bless you and guard you. Yahuwah make his face shine upon you and show favor to you. Yahuwah lift up his face upon you and give you peace. Thus they shall put my name on the children of Israel, and I myself shall bless them. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Be safe, take care, and shalom, shalom.